Hi, welcome to Conversations with Kelly, and today I have Adriana as a guest, and today we will be talking from the subject of why me. Adriana has a story to share. She's 17 years old, and she's blind. Andrea, and actually with her blindness was nothing where it was something that was kind of, she wasn't blind from birth. She just actually woke up one day and
It was gone.
her sight was gone. Andrea, walk us through that particular moment of your life when life as you knew it as a teenager. You were a very active teenager.
Right.
You went to the movies. You did well in school. Life as a teenager.
Right. On that day, it was maybe like the third day back to school for my junior year, and it was a real normal day. You see your friends, you act like you never seen them before, and you didn't hung out with them the whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I went home, and I had like a slight little headache. It was nothing serious. Took 2 Advil. I went to sleep, and when I woke up, it was like real shadowy, but it was like really, really dark. Like tripping over stuff. I'm like, Mom, I can't see. She's like, you got makeup in your eyes. Go wash it out. I go to the sink to go wash it out. I'm like, Mom, I cannot see. So then I get in a panic state. I'm on the ground. I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, rushing to doctors. Doctors are like, get an MRI. When I get an MRI, by the time I come out the MRI, I couldn't see anything.
Okay. So basically, you came home you had a slight headache at school, and you didn't think anything of it. Did you get headaches?
Yeah, I get headaches. Just like it will just randomly appear.
Mm-hmm. So you got a headache. You took 2 Advils, laid down, and then when you woke up to couldn't hardly see. Meaning you saw shadows.
Yeah, like I could see shadows, and the only reason I think I realized that I was like I couldn't see is because my phone has my alarm on it. So when my alarm went off, I'm like reaching for my phone, but I'm like I can't see where my phone is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other time I could see the light from it, but I couldn't see any light.
Mm-hmm.
It was just plain dark.
So Mom is saying, Adriana, wash the makeup out your eyes, and did you think maybe that was?
I was like, okay, well I do wear black makeup, so
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, okay, maybe it is, and it's just in the corners, and that's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
But once I got there and I'm washing them out, and I'm like, no, this can't be right.
How long did you wash it out until you realized, like, 'cause I think I'd have been just, okay, let me do it again.
I think initially maybe like 3 minutes tops, because I keep my eyes closed and I wash them out, and then I opened them and I'm like, wait, I still can't see. So then I opened them, splashed water in them, thinking maybe I'll rinse it out, but it still didn't come out. So then I panicked.
Okay, so then you said something's up.
Mm-hmm.
Something's up. So your mom takes you to the emergency room, or
She takes me to the optometrist, my regular eye doctor.
the same night, or
It was morning.
it was morning when I
So that morning, maybe around like 6 o'clock. I was getting ready for school.
Okay.
And
So wait a minute. You came home from school
From
that evening
school.
with a headache, took 2 Advils, went to sleep, and then that morning when you woke up is when you was like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I follow you now. So then you go to school that day, or you just stay home from school?
No, my mom, we rushed immediately to the eye doctors to figure out.
So you're in like the office part. So he's looking, and he's kind of like scratching his head, like,
I don't know what it is.
Now, did you wear glasses or contacts prior to that?
Yeah, I wore glasses before I had 20/50 vision.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, it's not really bad, but it's not really good either.
So when you go visit your optometrist, he's kind of like,
like where
really
did this
know
come from?
So then he probably referred you to
a neuro, somebody, like to look at the connection from your eyes to your brain. And so we go to them, and they're the ones who wanted me to get the MRI, because, on the surface they couldn't see what was going on.
Okay, in your mind, let's talk to with our viewers. In your mind, as you're going through this particular part of the process, what are you thinking?
Why me? I was confused, because I'm like, normally when you hear about people being blind, it's like they were born blind, or they had some acid or something got in their eyes, or it was an accident. I never just heard about anybody just losing their sight out of nowhere.
So in this particular stage where you're going through the MRI, did you still think that?
I thought it was like temporary. I was like, maybe
Temporary.
it's just today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just, off today, or
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know, but I hope it's just today. That was my main focus.
So you go through the MRI, and I don't know how long does it take to get results back. That situation.
I think they looked over it, like we stayed there for a couple hours, and they looked over it that time, but they didn't give us the results until that next day.
So you go home,
Mm-hmm.
you go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up, do you wake up and then you realize again, I still can't see? Or how did you wake up
I think I was more scared to go to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, well, what else can happen?
Oh, gotcha.
So
you went to sleep, you woke up blind, so you're thinking, if I go to sleep again, will I wake up deaf, or would
what's gonna go this time?
Okay.
And so I think finally after I calmed down, like there's nothing I can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And when I woke up and it was the same, I was like, well, a doctor is gonna help me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you went from seeing shadows, and this is all in a 24-hour period, to completely black.
Black.
Because I always wonder what exactly is on the screen. I don't know if you say screen of somebody's eyes, because I can actually see, so
Right.
I can see, I can see these bottled waters that are sitting before us. You cannot.
Right.
And I always wonder, well, if you can't see the bottled water, what do you see? You're saying you see
It's
total black.
It's like I don't even know if I can describe it. The most things that I can see is like little floaties. It's like, I don't know if you ever like been somewhere dark and it's dark outside and you're in a dark place, and then you have your eyes closed on top of that, and it's like sometimes you can see little things floating around a little bit. It's like that. It's
kind of like flickers of nothing, or
it's like stuff just like kind of spontaneous floating around.
I guess I'm kind of trying to. There's been times I've been in a very, very dark room, and you try to get your eyes to kind of focus. Maybe you're trying to go from the bedroom to the bathroom, and it's just totally dark. There's ways that I can kind of try to focus my eyes to kind of see through the darkness, but you're saying it's just straight.
It's
like a canvas of black.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you this question, and then we'll get back on this. Do you dream? Do you see dreams?
That's my favorite thing to do. I'd rather sleep now that I know that I can dream, because in my dreams, I don't see out my own eyes. It's like omniscient, but I see what's going on, so I can see, but it's not really. I don't know. Like, if you dream, is it through you're looking through yourself?
I don't know, Andrea. I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Like, if you have a dream, is it like if you're standing here, you see what's going on from you?
Like if I'm in the bed sleep?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in the bed sleep, the way that I describe a dream would be like eyes closed, but then I see this picture, like a movie. I guess that's what I'll call. So you're saying you don't see it that way?
No, it's like I see myself going through it. I don't see through myself looking at it.
So you're seeing. So when you dream, you see yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I see me interacting with everybody else, but I'm not interacting through myself. No, that sounds weird.
It may not sound weird. It's just that sometimes I don't think I connect with what I'm seeing. So you see, we're gonna come back to that, because do we all see it that way?
Yeah.
Because if my eyes are closed, the only way that I would think that we would see it differently is if my eyes are open and I'm dreaming, like at night, and my eyes are open and I'm seeing this. But if both of our eyes are closed, if my eyes is closed, that means I cannot see anything around me. And if your eyes are closed but your eyes are open, and my eyes are, we might be confusing everybody. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I get what you're saying.
How is that different for us? If my eyes are closed, if we are laying in the bed, let's see. We're laying in the bed, we laying back, and we're asleep.
Right.
I can't see nothing because my eyes is closed. You can't see nothing because your eyes is closed.
Right.
We both were seeing black. Then the dreams come.
Right.
How is yours different than mine?
Okay, I'm running and
Should
you're
we
running.
still have our eyes closed? Because I still got my eyes closed. You got yours closed?
No. forgot. Okay, we're running.
Mm-hmm.
When you're running, can you see yourself running, or do you just see the street ahead? You would just see the street ahead, right?
Do we?
Because I know when I dreamed before, I would just see the street ahead. But now when I dream, I see me actually on the street.
Doing it. Girl, when I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to try to find, I'm on to something. I'm going to try to find, and I know y'all out there going to try to find out too. I'm going to go to sleep tonight, and I'll probably be in a bed like this.
Let me hope I dream tonight.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so let's get back on task. So you did the MRI, you get the news. How did they deliver the news? Was it kind of cold? Because sometimes people say, sometimes when I'm watching TV and people get the news that they have cancer, it's kind of like, you've got cancer, and then they don't offer no kind of.
It was kind of like that. They were just like, we don't know how to help, or they'll just like try to cover it up. Like, we know that you can't see and you're blind, but we don't know what we can do about it. So they just pass me off to another doctor, who passes me off to another doctor. And when I get to that doctor, they really don't know. So they're just like, we can't help either.
So they still don't know to this day?
Right.
Do you still go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have they flown in any specialists from have they tried to pass your information on to, it would seem like someone would want to jump on this, even if they've never seen this type of case before, just to do research about it, or I don't know if that's the right word to use.
I think I've had maybe one doctor that's been kind of like that. If she kind of comes up with something, she may, ask us to come in, but it's not a doctor that's like really eager to help me figure out why or find other options or anything like that.
Probably because they just don't.
They they really just don't.
What about other countries? I wonder, has your information been passed on to other countries?
I don't think so, because when we talk to my doctor, I hate to say this, but when doctors don't know, they give you this diagnosis called conversion disorder, and it's basically where they say like it was brought on emotionally, and so they have you go through seeing a psychologist who basically tries to figure out your past and stuff that happens. But even my psychologist was like, she really doesn't know either, because normally with the kid who does have conversion disorder, it would have come out already what the problem was. But I had a really genuine normal kid, nothing traumatic happened, so it's nothing that they could try to connect it to.
I'm having some issues with this conversion. What's it called again?
Conversion disorder.
Okay. Is this scientific that this could have happened that way? I guess I'm trying to understand.
No.
So basically you're saying they put a label on something, they don't have a clue what they talking about. And it just, sometimes it's just best. Do you think that it's just best to say, I don't know?
Yeah.
You're the first case that we ever had this on, but you know what? I would like to keep researching, and maybe just over time, maybe just watching you as you go through this, and maybe, who knows?
I think if I had an actual doctor, not just a psychologist, but a real doctor that was genuinely experiencing it with me, I would have some more hope to when to, if it'll come back. Because right now it's just like, this has been here for maybe 9 to 10 months, and I've had no results.
Today,
right? Today.
Okay, so did you ever Google your condition? What did you come up with?
I Googled it, and
because Google seemed like Google got all the answers.
Yeah, I Googled it. I found out there was another girl in another state, and she has it, and she has conversion disorder as well. Well, she lost her sight. She woke up, she lost her sight too.
How old is she? Kind of around the same age?
A little younger, and she's doing the same thing I'm doing. Just
so do you guys talk?
Our parents, like our moms, talk. They share information.
Is she African American as well?
No, she's Caucasian.
Okay. So we can't say it's a black thing.
Right. That's true.
Okay, so that's good. Talking with her and your mom talking with her mother, has that been good for you guys? As far as not feeling like you're just the only one on the planet.
It makes you feel not alone, because you can talk to other blind kids, but they don't. It's the same to them. You know, you're blind, I'm blind too. So there's a connection, but it's different when they have a true, you know, can go directly to disease that the doctors know exactly or seen
What
before.
happened.
Then I don't know what to do to help you. So that's the difference between.
So you're saying they kind of like loop everybody together. Once you're blind, everybody's blind, but you see it differently because you said,
because
how can I?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's different because I don't have a direct diagnosis. I don't have a placement. Yes, I'm blind, but yes, I don't have a diagnosis. So it's kind of like you have to fight against all the people who do have a diagnosis and who aren't blind.
Do you wish you had a diagnosis?
Yes. Really, I wish my sight would come back, but as of now, I wish they just had a diagnosis.
Okay. And with that diagnosis, what do you think how do you think that would change?
I think it would just change the way I could go about doing things, like school. When this first happened, they wouldn't let me come back to school because they didn't know. So I just had to get a home tutor. But I just wanted to be back around my friends because when I'm around them, I don't really feel they include me.
When you say home tutor, the other group of blind people that you have, well, unless we grouping them off like we have this group of here and here, but you're saying that
the other visually impaired kids.
Do they be at home with a tutor?
No, they go to school of the blind.
So why didn't they go that route with you? Why a tutor?
Because I don't have a diagnosis.
So you have to have a diagnosis to go to the school for is it called School for Blind or whatever it's called?
Yeah, the School for the Blind.
But because you didn't have a diagnosis, we'll send you home with a tutor. That kind of reminds me, Adriana, of a situation that happens with kids when they are misdiagnosed with learning disabilities, ADHD, and there was a time where they just grouped everybody together.
Right.
Well, you know, you got this, we don't know what to do with them, so we'll put them here.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got a tutor, and I heard through the grapevine you fought like mad to get back in school.
Yeah, I argued with the people who had the home tutors called home instruction. I fought with them to figure out what I could do with Columbus Public. I tried to go through them, but it's hard to get up to the higher people in Columbus Public. So then I just went to my school and told them, like, I'm not doing home tutoring. I want to come back to school and be around my peers and be, succeed in an actual schoolhouse like everybody else does.
Right. Because you didn't lose your mindset. You just lost your sight. So it's just some adjusting that you had to do. I mean, how are your textbooks? Are they Braille or how does that work?
I plan to start Braille this summer.
And I just automatically think that when you go blind, you're supposed to be doing Braille. So do you have to do Braille, or is there other ways to learn besides?
Yeah, you need it. You definitely need it. And so I think because it's been a long time since I haven't had sight, but it hasn't been enough of a time for me to establish all the things I'm going to need, because I'm a senior this year, so going to college I don't need Braille. And so that's why I'm just now really trying to get to the root so that I can learn it.
How do you get through your homework and stuff? Do somebody read it to you, or how?
Yeah, in school, if you have like a disability, they give you an in-school tutor beyond just your classes. So like if you need help with something, you go to them, and my tutor will just read me the papers. I can still write. It's a little crazy, a little sloppy, but I mean, it's still there. And I did that until I got an iPad, and my iPad talks to me, so I can type on it and, type on it and stuff.
Electronics is coming a long way. Now, is that through the school, or is that something you had to do personally?
That's something I had to buy personally.
Okay.
Now, the school is supposed to supply stuff like that, but once again, I don't have a diagnosis, and so I don't get the same treatment that,
That's tripping me out. So if you don't have a diagnosis, again, it's like
if the doctors don't know, the doctors have to consent for everything. But if they're saying they don't know and they, put you in a random category, then you kind of get put in the random category at school.
But what I like about you is I like your drive, because when I had heard about you, I was like thinking, wow, what would I do if I would? I mean, I would like to think, oh, I would keep on keeping on, but to wake up to, I mean, just like overnight, not a progressive type of thing where you kind of sick and you're getting worse, but to just wait. That's like with death. Like you could be sitting with someone today, and then next day you hear, oh, they died. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's kind of like shocking. But I like your drive because you refuse to give up.
Right.
And from what I hear, you actually also you dress yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and I had heard that you give your own self a French manicure.
I do. I have it's like a Sally Hansen, like, it's just like a pen, I guess you could say. It's like a pen, and you just mark it up there, and then you paint some clear over it.
But Andrea, you making it seem like that. You just, I got this Sally Hansen.
Well,
You didn't
yeah.
say I went to the blind store and I got this. You said you went like to the store, got
Like
some
the regular
Sally
store.
Hansen that we would use.
I don't
and
even
got
know if
this
they
pen.
have a blind store, but I mean, I guess I figured anything I could do before, I just have to readjust, and I can still do it now. No, I can't do it the same because I don't have sight, but.
So you don't go to the store and be like, I want to get a French manicure. I'm blind. Can you lead me to the blind section of the store so I can do? You just business as usual.
Yeah, take my mom goes with me, to stores most likely, unless I'm with a friend, at the mall or something.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm with my mom, I'll like tell her the stuff that I need, and I kind of just give her the idea of what I want, and then she'll go and she'll tell me the options that I have, and then out of those, I'll just be like, I think this one will be better, and then we get it like that.
I'm just amazed. So you're sitting, okay, walk us through. You sitting and you getting your toes prepped up, and you doing them.
Right. Then when I'm finished, I'll ask her like, how is it? And she'll be like, they're good.
Trust her.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, so you rarely make mistakes on them?
Oh, no. No,
I
it
had
takes me
white
time.
stuff all up on my knee.
It
on
takes
my
me
knees.
time. I think sometimes the white be too far down, or it just be around the wrong way. I mean, I have to do it like 3-4 times for me to get to a place where I feel satisfied with the job that I did.
So let me ask you this question. Why did you choose to do it rather than to have somebody else do it?
Because it makes me feel useful.
I love that. I hope I don't cry because I want to. I want to hug you so bad. And the show's not over. So you do your own toes, you get yourself dressed, and check this out. She made her own jacket, and it's the bomb. You did this part too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm looking like you couldn't see. Well, I just reached.
I'm guessing you touching my collar because you pulled it a little bit.
Okay, but you have you did all this. These are called what?
Studs.
She put studs on. I mean, this jacket is popping. Don't lay it down because I will get you. I mean, you put on here. I mean, when you designed it, did you design it for like your personality or?
I don't really know. I think I just got an idea and I was like, I know I just want to create something. So I started and I just made like patches. I used to, draw on paper before I went blind, and now it's.
Can we make sure we can get her? Can we see her jacket? Make sure it's going through. I want to make sure everybody can kind of see the detail of your jacket. That is cute. So Andriana designs things, and she designed her jacket. I'm gonna get her to design something for me, something cute for me. I'm loving this. And you did this blind?
Yes.
No help?
No help. Maybe the most help I had is to make sure that it was placed right. And when I sewed it,
Can we get? Do we need to move the bottle water?
And that when I sewed it, it was sewed in the right places.
Sit up for us just a little bit. There we go. Can we see it? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What am I talking about?
You make sure you.
Oh yeah, make sure it was sewed in the right places. But for the most part, I didn't have help.
Okay, why you got on 2 watches?
Everybody asks. I always wear 2 watches. Normally,
Is it a fashion statement?
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay, because it ain't nothing to do with no braille watch.
No, I do have a watch that talks. I didn't wear it today, but I just always wore 2 watches.
Okay, so these watches don't talk, so
No.
you have no clue what time it is by looking. By feeling with the.
No, my phone. My phone tells me what time it
Okay,
is.
so basically that's a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Double watch.
Yes, pure fashion statement.
Okay, and guess what else? You do your own makeup.
Yes.
She did her own makeup. You got some
Cat eyes.
cat eyes. And when I'm doing eyeliner, I don't have any makeup on today. I'll be all up in the mirror real close, and my hands be shaking a little bit. But you did it. You did it perfect. Perfect. So I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it took time. It definitely, it took some time for me to be able to do it, but I would like the makeup before, and I figure everything I like before, I can like now. So, my mom taught me, she, like, got me this, you know, I know how to do eyeshadow, too. She got, like, this thing, and it has, you know, it has 3 colors in it, and you put the first color on first, the second color on second, and the third on, you know, last towards the end. But, you know, I get on the counter, I just put my arms steady because I don't have steady hands. So that way it'll be steady. And I do mess up eyeliners up here and, or, you know, down too low. And normally I just ask her. And then she'll be like, redo, or it'd be like, she'll just tell me, she'll see it, she'll just be like, no.
Was there a time when you were going through this that...
I just didn't wear makeup because I refused to try to... I kind of like gave up. I'm like, I can't do it.
Was that during your why me moments?
Yeah.
How long did that period of time last where you were just... Why? Because we talked, you said you were angry with God.
Right.
And a lot of people won't admit that. You know, they don't want that to really come out of their mouth, but it's felt in the heart, you know, in your actions. And so when you went through that period of time where you had the why me, you know, why me?
Right.
What was some of the conversations you would have with God?
I think I was pleading. I was more pleading, like, please, you know, I need my sight to do everything. You know, what am I going to be in life? I just was pleading with him to, you know, like, bring it back, please. That was really just, all my prayers consisted of pleading.
When did you get to a place to where the pleading stopped? Do you still plead today?
No.
No?
And maybe like 4 to 5, maybe, yeah, like 5 to 5 and, you know, 5.5 months for me to figure out. I guess pleading isn't working because, you know, I still can't see.
Were you madder? Did it make you angrier, or did you?
No, I just felt unheard. I felt like God wasn't listening, or maybe I was like, you know, I've been a good kid. I don't really know what I did wrong, you know. Immediately, I know, normally anybody, if something happens, you're like, it's because I did something wrong. You know, you hear about karma all the time, and I'm just like, well, I was always a good kid. I never did anything, you know, I really just tried to live the way my mom, you know, and whatever I thought was right. You know, I have morals, so of course I lived by them, and so I just didn't understand why it was me. And then...
Could you think of a million other people it should have happened to?
No. I definitely, when this happened, I was like, I'll never put this on anybody just because now, you know, I'm experiencing it, and it's not anything that anybody should have to go through. I don't care if, you know, you may have killed somebody. I just feel like there's other punishments than this one.
Okay, so you were in the why me's, and you felt like, first you felt like it was something you did wrong. Then you felt like, well, we went through the pleading phase, please God, please. Then you felt like you were not being heard. Was there a time where you just stopped talking to God? How was that for you?
Empty.
Empty.
I was just like, you know, because I was so angry because I didn't understand why it happened. I was empty. I really didn't know what to do. I tried to, you know, keep on continuing to just do everyday day-to life, but you need some help with stuff. And I don't think it realized till my mom, like, I sat down and had a talk with her, like, I still want to continue with life, but I just, at the point, didn't have the will to, I needed some help. So she talked to me, and we talked, and I just got on the right foot.
You talk to God now?
Yeah.
You back cool with him?
Yeah.
Y'all cool?
Yeah. I don't ask him, you know, I don't plead with him. I don't normally mention it much. maybe
he knows
some
it,
days,
but he does know it's a desire.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think I put it out there, and rather than me just keep on asking and asking and asking, I'll just wait for him to respond, because I know one day he'll respond.
He's probably already responding, and a lot of times when we're asking God things and he's silent, because is that how he has been in your life? He's silent, where we feel like he's being silent. Let me just feel like that. Sometimes, I know from my experience, sometimes we're asking the wrong things. Yeah. And maybe we need to rethink and maybe look at it from a different perspective. What if, Adriana, it's not meant for you to see ever again? Is he still God?
Well, of course.
Well, you can say of course, but there may be some people that may not feel like he's God. Well, I don't want, what kind of God would allow me to do? Is he still God? Has he done so many other things for you that he's still God?
I think it's because maybe I think I may have found my niche on possibly a reason why this happens. At least for the time being. It'll probably change, but I just think that I'm meant to to give a message to people that you don't have to quit and you can continue, and of course you're gonna go through stuff, but it's the coming out of it part that counts the most.
So do you feel like you came out of it even though you don't have your sight today?
Yeah, because I'm still here. I'm
still
doing
fly.
the same stuff I was doing.
You still fly. Are you doing more things that you would have never imagined that you were doing now that you're blind?
Possibly. I think now I talk to a lot more people, so I'm just, I'm more, I don't know what you call it, I'm maybe a little more willing to go further than I wanted to before. Just because, when this happened, people are like, how are you going to do stuff, what kind of life choices can you make? But there's tons of stuff.
I bet people are learning things from you. What does your friends say? Are they kind of like blown away by how active you are and how much drive you have to do things on your own? Are they kind of like, wow?
I think my friends just love me.
Do they?
Yeah, I love them and they love me. They don't make me feel any different because I can't see her. I mean, I think they do sometimes. They be like, really, that's really awesome that you can do that too, but they just include me the way they would before. Nothing's really
What
changed.
about when it first happened? Were they kind of sitting around quiet, didn't quite know what to say?
Didn't know really what to do. I had some friends who stopped being my friend.
Really?
Or people who, just a lot of, you really don't know how to react to it. I didn't know how to react to it. So
now the ones that you said,
kind of just,
we say not be your friend anymore,
they kind of
just distance themselves.
Yeah.
Are they still distant?
No.
Did they came back?
Yeah. Most of them really just came back around. It took time for them to come back around.
Did you guys ever talk about it? Did you ever ask them why?
I think it was kind of like a never said thing. You know how some
just
things
don't talk about
you just act like it just never happened, and it's
that can. Teenagers and kids can do that, but if we adults could get that together, we will hold a grudge. Oh, you left me when I turned blind, and I don't want to see you no more, and I'll beat it.
I mean, of course, some people you have to be like that. Of course, some people I was like that with because you get, they're your friends. You're like, hello, if we're there for each other, what's going on? But things happen.
Do you date?
Yeah. I guess you could say. I mean, I'm not in a relationship or anything like that, but I think it's something one day I'll look to. I think I scare people.
Why do you think you scare them?
I think I scare them. I really don't know.
Scare them in the fact that you're blind,
Yeah.
or blind because you're blind. They don't see. They're tripping because I'm telling you, sitting here, you don't appear to be. You do not appear to be, because I had to keep catching myself because I was pointing at stuff. It was like, on your jacket thinking that you could see. So, when you say you think you scare them, where does that come from? Do you think that's...
I really honestly, I don't know. It's probably just my assumption because
of the condition?
Yeah, I think I do assume stuff sometimes just because it is my condition, and I'm like, people won't accept me because, like you said, I don't come off like, oh my gosh, just...
You don't come off helpless.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not saying that that's everybody's case, but I'm just saying that for you to, look at you, girl, go get that water.
Throat is so dry.
Now I lost my train. What was I saying? You don't come off as helpless.
Right.
I'm not sitting here saying, oh, your water's here, and that's how I would handle someone, and that's just the way that I've always thought that's how you're supposed to do. Or if you see somebody walking that's blind, you make sure you get out of their way. But with you, it seems like you just be like, you just go on.
Yeah.
And I was sharing with you earlier that when it was leading up, look at you, just put it back on there. No braille or nothing, just sit it back up there. Look, help me with mine. But when I was thinking about this show and what we would talk about, and I was kind of like just tossing some things in my mind, and after hearing through another mutual friend of ours, how you, when I heard about you, before I met you one other time, because actually she did the illustrations for Jennifer Jordan's book,
right.
The Day I Tasted Sushi, and shortly after you did those illustration sketchings, you went blind, correct?
Yeah.
She had shared with me all the things that you were doing, and I was telling Risa, we were kind of like just blown away, like, wow, here we are, we complain about the most simplest thing, and you were dealt blindness. That was your portion, right? This is your portion, blindness. And I'm like, she can still go on. And I just thought about some of the things that I complained, some of the when I think about what you've gone through, my things become so small. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, wow.
But I guess I don't think anybody should feel like that, because to me, if something happens to you, your worst is your worst. People be like, stuff, it can always be worse, but for you, that is your worst. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, sometimes it does take you to realize somebody else has it a little worse than you do, for you to be like, okay, let me suck it up and just fix what I need to fix. But everybody has their worst.
Right. And the song that I was thinking about when I was leading up to this this show was I Won't Complain. And that song I kept thinking about that song when I thought of you. I was like, you've had some good days, you've had some hills to climb. Just the way that the song, have you ever heard that song before? And it's like, even though all of that has happened, you won't complain.
Yeah.
You are not complaining, because you were at a place where you were feeling like, why me?
Yeah,
but today, what is it today? Is it why me today?
No.
Or where are you at with that now?
I think I just I have an idea of a possible reason why it could have been me, but I don't ask why me anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for my full calling, and just go for it.
Let the church say amen. But see, that's something that I hope that I can take from you. Because I'm sitting here learning, like, Kelly, you better not open your mouth about, you know what,
well,
if you ain't got no freaking ice in your cup, drink the freaking stuff hot.
Yeah. But sometimes you need to complain just so you can get over it. Because I know when this happened, if I wouldn't have complained, I probably would still just be nowhere.
I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not going to agree with everything you're saying because you are blind.
Well, of course.
I don't agree with that one.
You don't think complaining helps?
No.
Oh, well, for some reason, I feel like when you complain, you realize that what you're complaining about is you can get over.
Okay, well, then let's go here. Then can we agree to say this? Once we say it out loud and we hear ourselves saying it, it helps to allow us to understand, you know, because we've heard it out of our mouth.
Yeah,
Let's go there with it, because I don't know if I was wanting to agree with complaining helps. But when we do complain, once we hear how ridiculous it is, then we're able to,
I think, at least find a solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna high five you. Got me. There we go. All right. So that's good. So again, you went from why me to just I'm waiting for. What was you saying again?
I'm waiting for a calling.
You waiting for the full understanding of what you're called to do.
Yeah.
And do you believe that you going blind is part of the process?
Yeah, I think so, because it helped me find myself. Yeah.
Shoots. I wonder, do some of us all need to be blind for a few days to find ourselves?
At least go away for a while. Because, you know, when it happened, I had to go away for a while. You know, for a little bit, I wasn't up to being around people, nevertheless. And so, I think that gave me time to think about all the things that I didn't understand about myself, or that I was like, maybe this is just not a good personality trait, or, and then I got the, you know, I'm sure I'll progress later on, but for now, I got my final person.
What would you say, Andriana, to our viewers or someone that is watching who, or may have someone in their family or a friend or something that has either are dealing with an illness, or maybe once was able to walk and now are confined to a wheelchair, or just anything where their life has been altered? What kind of advice would you give that person? What about let's speak to the person who may be contemplating suicide because of whatever the situation may be. They may feel like this is hope. My situation is hopeless. Or what about that that person who, like you said, overnight, you know, maybe you're not blind, but maybe your life as you knew it yesterday no longer exists. You know, what would you say to that person?
Definitely give yourself like, I want to cry. Give yourself time to heal, because of course it's going to hurt. You're going to be like, you know, you're going to be just as confused, but it's not worth losing out on all the life that there still is. It's never going to be the same, but you'll learn so much from yourself if you give yourself time to conquer it, and just know that it's more out there, even if it is hard for now.
Can I say something? You wearing this blind like new fashion. It's almost like is that sounding dumb? That's like it's like me looking at you blind. Now, I don't wish it on anybody.
Right.
But you, with your condition today, it's almost like you're rocking it like new fashion. It's like the new fashion. I'm not saying, you know, and you hear I know everybody, I hope everybody hears my heart. But that's how I see you. I don't see you as, oh, this poor handicapped, oh, now she's handicapped. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I don't want to be content with just being blind and being helpless. I'll be content if I'm, you know, blind, but I'm doing everything that I still aspire to be.
So you are more than a conqueror. Yeah. You are, because it is what it is, right? But it has not stopped you.
Yeah.
So to our viewers, or that person or persons who may be watching, whatever it is, it can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be blindness. Anything. You're saying, keep it moving. You know, find out how to adjust to it. You know, how to, what word am I looking for?
Overcome adversity.
There we go. High five again. Thank you for joining us. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful conversation. I am truly inspired by it. And this is not even though, oh, this poor girl. I'm sitting here like pumped, because I can't wait to talk to you more about this fashion stuff, and I would like to really, really see what, you know, how your life actually progresses and things that you are going to be engaged and involved in. I'm going to follow. I'm going to keep up with you because God's got something wonderful in store for you, and I believe it's going to be in the world of fashion. So be looking for Andriana Couture. Whatever it may be. But thank you for joining us. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I hope that everyone was able to take something from this. And again, you blogging? What you doing?
Yeah, I'm not.
How can we see more of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you
Twitter?
Are you willing to share your story with people if they kind of reach out to you? What's your Twitter?
Can we put it in the link box? You know you got a link box.
Link? What link box?
Well, you put in the link. You gotta put a description of what the video is about, so people will be like, "Oh, I'm willing to read it."
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Okay, this is your show. This is Conversations with Andriana, not Kelly today. Okay, so when I put the video up, I'll have all her information on the video. That's good. See what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you might have a gifted talk show. But okay, I'll put her information at the end of the show and actually give you that information on how to hit her up. She is on Twitter. I'm sure you're on Facebook. Are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
Instagram, she's on all of that. So reach out to Andriana. She would love to hear from you and maybe correspond that way. But be looking for her because she's going to be in the fashion world. Talk at you later.